Hey, good morning. It's Monday. It's another Monday, another day for this podcast. So I hope you're enjoying it so far. It seems like everybody is. And I thank you so much for listening, for tuning in, for sharing, and, everything that you do for each other and for this show. I really appreciate that. And guess what? We're at episode 10. That seems crazy. Yeah, I mean, I knew that I was going to probably be doing this podcast for a while, but it's not all of you that keep me going. It's all of you that push me forward and that really get me excited about doing this for you and for the community. So thank you so much for all of your support so far. I really appreciate it. So, on this episode, I have Mandi, who is the owner and driver of Ranger the Roo. She's also another member of the Rugged Roo Crew. So you are starting to learn a little bit about that group and the things that they're doing. So we've got another person on here. I think it's really cool that I've had quite a few members. And, it's nice to see that so many people are involved with that organization and that they are really helping people out. So, but before we get into the episode with her, let's go ahead and get into those shout outs, everybody. This week, I'm giving a shout out to Adventure Dad Wagon, PNW Crosstrek, Up Top Subie, PNW Curry Crosstrek, Trek Steady, Durf Wagon, Trek Something, Chad No Captain Chad, J. Ross Foz, and Big Thick Outback. Thank you all so much for finding the podcast and giving it a listen and sharing your thoughts and sharing it in your stories. I really appreciate that. So, everybody keep sharing, keep listening. And if you know somebody that is interested or you think would be interested in the podcast, tell them about it. If they don't happen to see it on Instagram. And if you happen to listen via Apple Podcast or you know somebody that does, go ahead and go subscribe to it. You can also subscribe on Spotify and many other apps. But I know with Apple Podcast, you can rate and review it. So please do that if you listen there. I appreciate all the rates and reviews that you have sent in so far. So keep listening and subscribe. Thank you.
I am a understudy, they call me Interested Day. Hey! When you fail, I come in and I take it all away. Hey! Yeah, I am the one you hate, I am the one you
Yeah, I was so glad that I was able to get out and find some snow and find a spot to just have some fun because I kept seeing people in other parts of the country, people that I follow, they were, having video or recording videos of them, driving around and drifting in the snow and doing donuts and stuff. And I'm like, man, that sucks. I'm going to have to like go hunt some snow down and like take a drive to find some. And then it happened here. So I was really thankful for that. I was glad that we were able to get some of this snow. I mean, it sucks because a lot of people have been without power for a while. And because I think Texas just isn't prepared for this kind of electrical load with people running their heaters and I'm sure like small little space heaters and stuff. But it's so people are without right now. That kind of sucks. But, I had fun. So did you get to get out and have any fun there where you are?
Yeah, so on Saturday, I went actually to my office parking lot and tested out doing donuts and drifting, and then got some good pictures of her under a big evergreen with all the snow, and just played a little bit and had some fun. And now I'm kind of hunkered down at home though because we live up on this big hill and it's sleeting, so. Ice is now more the concern.
Yeah, I'm afraid that's
But
what it's going to be like tomorrow because a lot of it was melting today from the sun and it was getting really slushy. So it was kind of really wet out there now. And I have a feeling it's not going to be really, it's going to be more dangerous conditions tomorrow.
yeah, that's the thing. Like, snow is fun and easy to drive on, but when it becomes ice, nobody wins.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
I wouldn't say snow is easy to drive on, but
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you just see people, like the what happened in Fort Worth with those that big accident, which was horrible.
oh,
That just you hit that ice and there's nothing you can do. It's just unforgiving. But so be
it
careful,
really is.
everybody, while you're out there if you're driving around. And it's good to have fun, but just be careful. I was careful today, thankfully. I did hit a curb and just turning a corner and decided I would drift it a little bit, and my car just kept going. And thankfully, it wasn't bad. It bumped the tire and the wheel, but it scraped the wheel. So, but I guess that's like a battle scar, so that's somewhat okay.
There you go. That's a great way to look at it.
So, what part of the country do you live in?
So I am in Western Washington. I am about 20 miles east of Seattle, and like I'd say about 10 minutes from the pass. So like 10 minutes from the mountains, which is really cool.
Oh, that's nice. That's super nice.
Yeah, it makes for some awesome views on the way home.
Yeah, and you said that you took some pictures when you were out in the snow, and I realized when I got back that I didn't take any pictures. I just took the video. So I might have to try to get out tomorrow. If I see other cars out tomorrow, which is what I did today, I kind of waited around and started seeing other cars driving, which I saw trucks first and then a Jeep, and then I saw some cars that probably aren't as equipped, but so I figured I'd be okay. So I'll look for that tomorrow.
Yeah, that's a good way to go. Like let the first few people get out and warm up the streets a little bit and uh, let them be the test dummies for you.
Yeah. So with your car name, how did you come up with that?
So back when I lived in Arkansas, I was a park ranger, and my dad came up with a nickname because my middle name is Rue, Roue, and he would call me Ranger Roo. And so it caught on with my entire family, my mom, my brothers. They still call me Ranger Roo, even though I haven't been a park ranger for years.
Yeah.
And so I was like trying to think of a good name, and the first name I gave her was like, I don't even remember. Oh, it was BB. And there was just nothing behind it. I was like, no, I'll call you BB until I can think of a better name. And it just popped in my head, Ranger the Roo. It gives a little nod to my parents and my family and my past life, and allows me to explore my new hobby.
Yeah, no, that's a perfect name. I mean, it's because it's not just like a name for your car, but it's something that's a lot more personal, which that's really cool that there's that like personality that's tied to it, and kind of with you. So you're kind of like one with your car in a way.
Yeah, yeah. And, it's another way to like kind of be closer to my family, because every time I've got my Instagram handle up on my car on my driver's side, and so every time I get in my car I see that, and then I smile because I'm thinking of my parents, and it just brings them into my life a little bit more every day, even though we're 2,500 miles apart.
So they're still back in Arkansas, I guess.
They're down in Dallas now.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
So
Still a
yeah.
long way.
Yeah, we've made that drive twice in 2 years, and I don't want to do it again. It's a long drive.
Yeah, that's a very long drive. So no, that's a
Yeah.
nice way to like be able to, kind of feel connected to them all the time when you're driving around in your car that you love.
Yeah.
Now, did you have any idea that you would have an Instagram page for your car? And did you name any of your other cars before this one?
So we've always named cars. That's just kind of been a family thing. Like my Nana had a red Miata named Pepper. My dad had a Shelby Cobra, and I'm blanking on the name. We just called it Zoom Zoom until my mom got requested that it find a new home.
Yeah.
So naming cars is a part of my family history, but honestly, I've actually never really been into cars until I got my Subaru, and I actually had her for about 3 years before I was like, I'm gonna start doing stuff. I spent 3
Really?
years
Wow.
just just researching, and I would see all these cars and pictures and online, all these different crush tracks, and I couldn't imagine it on my car. Like, I was just struggling so hard to make the connection.
Yeah.
And finally, I went out with the Rugged Roo Crew, and I got to see some of these mods in person, and it just finally clicked, and I started to build out what I wanted to do with her, and I've got a list now.
Yeah. So how did you get connected with the Rugged Roo Crew?
So I got connected through Falcon Roo, shout out. I worked with him on a job site out in Redmond, Washington for a bit, and he like messages me one day, and he was like, "Hey, I'm a part of this really cool car crew. I'm going to add you into the chat. The chat gets really fun. Sometimes you have to mute it because they'll get going a lot, and they're funny, they're hilarious, and I think you'll just fit in."
Yeah.
And I was like, perfect. And so I got in the chat, and I think I was just about to leave for my honeymoon, which was us driving down to Texas. And they were just so funny and so much fun, and just, I don't know, I clicked. You know, you meet people and you're just like, I like this person. These people are my people, you know?
Yeah, that's the best when you can do that.
Yeah. And they're just so helpful too, you know, and it's just a great group of people.
So have you gone out on many drives with them and, like, guess connected with them and hung out?
So I've only been on one ride with them so far. And that was the first time that I actually took my car to do anything. I've always been too nervous because I still owe on her.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure my husband would have an aneurysm if I called him and I was like, "Hey, guess what I did to the car?"
Yeah.
So I've only gotten to go out once, but we're hoping to get together here sometime soon, COVID permitting. It's kind of hard to get such a big group of people out on the roads when it's icy, but then you can't also like just go do a parking lot thing because of COVID. Yeah. And so they have a lot of logistics to, you know, work through to get a meet worked out, but they're trying.
Yeah, that's good. So how long ago did you get connected with them?
So that was in November, the week of Thanksgiving, actually.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Actually, the weekend that I came home, they were doing a run, and I wanted to go so bad, but I just put, you know, like 4,000 plus miles on my car, and I wanted to get out of the car for a little bit. I wanted to spend some time in my bed.
Yeah. When you first met up with them and you saw these mods in person, you saw these cars with things on them that you kind of wouldn't have imagined putting on yours. Was there something that you saw that you were like, okay, I want that on my car?
Yes. The lift.
Yeah.
I want the lift with the smaller wheels, but the bigger, bulkier looking tires.
Yeah.
That's just such a good combo.
So what mods do you have on your car?
So my first mod was a roof rack. Actually, kind of funny story there. I was down in Texas, and I had texted my husband, or fiance at the time. I was down in Texas for my birthday / wedding dress shopping. I had texted my fiance at the time, and I was like, "Hey, you know, how's your day?" And he's like, "Oh, it's really good." And I'm like, "Okay, cool. Are you forgetting anything?" And he's like, "No, I don't think so." And I was like, "Babe, it's my birthday." And a couple hours later, he just sends me a picture of my car with a basket on top. And I was like, okay,
Oh,
fair.
nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good makeup.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
yeah. But then I also, so like the first mod that I put on myself was the hitch. I have a Curtis hitch on the back. And then that same weekend, I did my ditch lights and my LED bar.
Yeah, I saw your
Um,
Instagram post where you're talking about not having done any electrical work yourself. So how did that end up working out?
oh my gosh. It, it was a process. So I let some people talk me into putting my LED bar and my ditch lights all in one switch. And I shouldn't have. I'm actually going to redo them and do them separate.
Yeah.
But it caused the wiring harness to be too short for my ditch lights. So I had to cut the wires and extend them. And it's so messy under my hood right now with the wiring system that, oh my gosh, I actually, so I work for an electrical company, and I got to work, and I pulled my superintendent on, and I go, hey, you want to see something kind of funny? And he was like, what? And I went and I showed him my hood, and I opened up my hood, and he saw the wires and all the tape and all the wire nuts everywhere. And he's like,
What is going on?
yeah. I was like, I'm going to fix it.
Are you
Don't
sure you
worry."
did this?
He's like, come on, my apprentices could have done better.
Yeah.
Like, I know, I'm not an electrician.
Yeah. No,
So,
that's cool
we're
that
going
you
to go
did.
for round 2.
Yeah, well, that's good that you did the work yourself. So,
I'm so proud of myself. Like, even though it wasn't perfect, they work, and they look good, and I can fix it. So,
yeah, and I mean, just doing that period and having the confidence and, I guess, the drive to say, hey, I'm gonna do this myself, because, I mean, you could always just go pay somebody to do it for you, but there's a great satisfaction that comes out of doing it yourself, even if it doesn't look great and you need to, work on some things. It's something that you can say that you did that, and it works. And then now you're gonna, rewire it with a different switch. So then that'll be cool too. That'll be another fun process, and something that you can be proud of yourself for. So good job.
yeah, thanks. Yeah, it really is. Like, every time I walk out and I see her, I'm just like, I did those lights.
Yeah, yeah. So what else have you gotten on your car?
So other than decals, that's what I've got right now. I did the Husky liners on the inside, and then some car seat covers. I have these really cool shifters for my paddles, for
Yeah.
my shift paddles
Oh, okay.
that I really like. Yeah. I have some really awesome overlays in from Accent Trick
Nice.
Designs. I'm so excited about those. And then I have this Subaru emblem overlay that I got from, I'm going to mess this up, JGB
Mm-hmm.
Designs. I wanna
Oh, okay.
say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So everything else is kind of small, but I'm just now in save up mode for my next mod.
And what's that gonna be?
Skid plates.
Yeah, I need those too.
Yeah.
Yep.
I am the person that will look at a spot and go, I probably shouldn't go up that, and then make the turn to go up that.
So, with
So
your ditch lights and your light bar, I guess, how did you base your decision on which brand you decided to get? Did you do some research, or were you just asking people in Rugged Roo Crew?
I did a lot of research on my own. I was kind of getting a little, I don't know, not buyer's remorse, but I was getting a little nervous with the price points on some of the lights. And so I started looking at Nine Light and iLight. And they're affordable. They're on Amazon, which here in the Seattle area, Amazon, you pretty much get same day delivery, anything. Um,
Yeah,
and
that's good.
everybody, like the only downside I was seeing in the reviews was that they can, or they'll get moisture in them, and that you can just seal it up with clear silicone, and the moisture won't seep in. And so I took the chance, and I was like, you know what? I think it's $40 for my ditch lights, and then my LED bar I actually got for Christmas.
Oh, nice.
I was like, if the silicone doesn't work, then I'm not out $200.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That's always a good way to look at it. If it, if it's not, if you're not out a ton of money and it doesn't work out, then it's not so bad.
absolutely, yeah. I think eventually, like down the road, I might end up, or like I want to do more lights on my vehicle on my rack. I might go with like a more expensive brand, but honestly, I've had these on for a month now, and they've been through typical Seattle rain, snowmageddon, a windstorm that knocked out my power for 3 or 4 days. So,
Oh, wow.
and they're holding up. Yeah, they're holding up really well. So I'm proud of them.
That's a long time to be without power.
Oh my gosh. Luckily, we have a generator, but we learned our well house is not on the generator. So we had minor power, but no water.
Yeah.
And that no water,
That's tough. Yeah, that's tough. That's not a good thing to be without, especially for that long.
Yeah, no, I was going to work to shower and filling up 2 gallon jugs so I can flush the toilets. Yeah.
A lot of work. But you
Yeah,
got through it. So what
we did.
yeah. Yeah, that's that would definitely be tough. That's roughing it.
It was.
So what year is your Crosstrek and what trim level?
She is a 2019 limited, and I actually bought her in September of 2018.
Oh, okay. So you bought her
Um,
brand new.
yeah. I was 0-5 on used vehicles, and the vehicle that I had at the time, I had since February, so February to September. In that time frame, I had towed it 3 times, and I had put $6,000 and probably 10 hours of my husband's time into it. And it for the, oh my gosh, that car was a nightmare. It was a total lemon. I paid $5,500 for it. I put another $6,000 into it,
Oh
plus
my
towing.
gosh. That's horrible.
It started to make another noise, and I called the Subaru dealership, and I said, I'm coming in. I want a 2019 limited Crosstrek. I do not want orange. I'll be in at 3:30.
So what was it that made you decide to buy a Subaru and then why a Crosstrek? Because you obviously, when you said you were very determined and direct, like this is what I'm going to come in there to get. So how did you get to that decision?
So I had actually always been a truck person, being from Arkansas, right? My dream vehicle
Yeah.
was a dually F350 Super Duty.
That's a big truck.
um, yeah, you can't park that anywhere here.
No, no, I see those all the time and I'm like, oh man, I would not want to try to park one of those.
I don't even know what I would do with it. I just think I wanted the most obnoxious thing I could find.
Yeah.
But so one of my coworkers I was telling him about the problems I was having with the Mazda, and he was like, you know what, I've been looking at Crosstreks. And I was like, oh, I've been looking at Tacomas. I was like, I want something I can offer it with. And he was like, well, you can offer it in a Crosstrek. And it
Yeah.
just really got me thinking. And I started looking into them and researching them, and I was like, this is a great little car, and I can get all the newest bells and whistles, which I've never had, at an affordable price point. And so I went in and I test drove it, and I was like, yep, this is my car.
So you said that you didn't want orange, but because yours is black, right? And
Yes.
so did you have like a color in mind, or was it like, I'll take anything except orange?
So I really wanted cool khaki gray, and they had one. But this lady was trying to convince her husband to let her buy it, and I was in I am taking a car home tonight mode. I was done with the Mazda. Like, I
Yeah.
was done. I think they gave me $1,000 for it out of pity. They probably just went and sold it for scrap metal.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. And so I was like, I really want that cool khaki gray. And I was like, that husband doesn't look like he just left her here. It doesn't look like she's getting that car. Because she got in her own car and left. And they were like, yeah, but we promised her we would hold it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
why don't you just, okay, I'll go with the black one. And, once I went out there and I saw her, she still had the factory plastic on her from, for transport and everything. I was like, I'll take it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think I said this in one of the other episodes, but I didn't want black just because I like the contrast of the black accents, like around the wheels and the bumpers and everything.
Yes.
But most of the black Crosstreks that I end up seeing, I'm like, wow, they look really good. So I mean, I wasn't like opposed to black. I mean, I wanted a manual base model. That was like the main thing that I really wanted. But so I didn't want red, but I have seen some good red ones out there. So I'm impressed with those too. But yeah, I didn't really have like a specific color.
And the white is really cool. I think what I like about, and I thought this until I saw Mash Trek, was that with only white and black, you can do any other color as your accent that you want. But
Yep.
Mash Trek has cool khaki gray and orange accents, and it looks good.
Yep.
It looks really good.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I'm a Razorback fan, which is why I can't do the orange. And I'm even like, because the Longhorns. Sorry, nobody else probably gets that, but because of the Texas Longhorns, I could not do orange, and I really like that cool khaki gray with the orange. That looks really good. And then there's Sir Charles Subie is an orange truck in our group, and that truck just looks so good, and the stitching inside is orange, so it matches. Whereas I'm putting it off, but I want to go through and dye black all of that stitching on the inside of my truck because orange doesn't go with my black and blue color.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely nice cars. I mean, that's one of the things that I really liked about it is I like a hatchback. I mean, that's kind of my preference. I like a smaller car because it's easy to drive, but I wanted the ability to drive off-road and I wanted affordability, and it pretty much fits all of that.
And that's the thing, and the safety in it. I don't know if you saw my post, but right before I got the Mazda, which was the car before the truck, I was in a really bad accident in a Wrangler. And it's because those vehicles are so squirrely. Like you can't correct.
Mm-hmm.
And the Crosstrek is just so forgiving. And, it's just such a safe vehicle that I just love it. I just feel so comfortable in it. And I think it'll be good for our family one day. I don't think we want too many kids. And so it's a really good size to carry the dog and the kid around and
Yeah.
all our stuff for a weekend away.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's just a good car all around. So what other you said you have a list of mods. What else is on your list besides the skid plates and the lift and tires?
Yeah. So Yeah, definitely. So it's going to go skid plate, lift and tires. Or I might have to do tires and then the lift, just kind of depending. I kind of want to mount a CB radio in it,
Mm-hmm.
one of the Midland ones for sure. You know, I think that would look really good.
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
yeah. So one big thing I really, really, really want to do, which I could do right now, I'm just trying to focus on getting my skid plates, is putting in like some undercarriage lighting so that, like, say we're out camping on the beach, I can have some light under the car, you know?
yeah.
Um, yeah, just kind of accenting the area around it.
Yeah, that always looks nice. I remember like a long time ago, you would usually only see that like on kind of like cars that are lowered, but you're starting to see it a lot more now on cars. And it just, I mean, it can be done in a way that looks really bad and kind of tacky, but then I've seen a lot of really good ones that it just looks nice. It kind of looks cool with that glow to it.
Yeah, like just a really nice, soft, like accent blue glow is what I'm going for. But I would like one where I could actually change the colors and maybe even brighten it up if I need to be able to see.
Yeah. So when you went out with the crew the first time, and you said earlier you're kind of nervous, and especially since you're still paying on it, were there any spots that you were going through where you were like, oh, I don't know about this, I'm not sure if I should do this?
Oh man, yeah. So we were going up a hill, and again from Arkansas, right? So we didn't get snow, we got ice, and so I never drove in it. But we were going up a hill, and I'm second in line for some reason. I don't know how that happened, but I was behind. Oh no, I was third in line. And we get up, and there's a truck in a ditch and a Jeep that had gone off the road.
Yikes.
And so we had to turn around 12 Subies on a tiny, icy, snowy Forest Service road. And I was just like sweating it out so bad. I was just like, what did I get myself into? But the crew was just like so awesome and so helpful. The people that already turned around were coming up to help some of us that, just make sure that we were, not going to back off the edge or, back too far into a ditch. And
Yeah.
it just reinforced that community that you see with the Subarus.
That's one of the best things about this, just owning a Subaru, is the community that you get with it. And it's like you don't realize that you're getting yourself into that. I mean, I guess you probably didn't imagine that you would be in this the way that you are when you first bought it, huh?
Not at all. Not at all. I was actually like just kind of hoping that I would just be able to find some stuff on my own and find places to go on my own and to be able to just kind of fall into such a great community. And I feel like I don't know, like I feel like it's kind of a newer community too.
Yeah, I've kind of been hearing that it's like it hasn't. I think it's just like the whole, especially the Instagram presence with people connecting
Mm-hmm.
in the off road community with Subaru, that it's not hasn't been around for too long. That it's kind of new.
Yeah. I was talking to Software Nation and they're pretty new. I don't know about I feel like the Mountain Brew Club is probably a more established older club just because they're all over the U.S. From what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's such a great presence, It's such a great social presence.
So, with all the people that you follow on Instagram and just kind of seeing where everybody's driving at different parts of the country, do you kind of have like either a wish list or a bucket list of some place that you'd want to take your car and be able to go drive?
Oh, yes. I want to go back out to Moab and Arches area. On our way down to Texas on our honeymoon, we actually met up with a couple from Colorado that at a gas station. It was Thanksgiving Day, so nothing's open, right? And so we're at this gas station and we let our puppy Arrow Jean out to run around, and they let their Aussies out and they start playing and stuff. And they're driving an Outback, I want to say. And I was like, yeah, I was talking to them. I was like, oh, what are you guys doing out here? You know, just being Mandi, Southern Mandi, making friends in a gas station parking
Yeah.
lot. And they were like, oh, we're out here to off-road and camp. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'm coming back. I'm coming back. So I'm trying to get the crew to go do a Moab trip because I really want to go back.
Yeah, that would be fun for sure. Yeah,
Oh, it's so beautiful.
I want to go on a road trip with my car. I just haven't really had a chance to. And we are going camping. We have a family camping trip in April, so I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with that. Yeah, I'm thinking about just sleeping in my
Yeah.
car, because I don't really have a tent that's big enough and for me and my son, and I don't really want to go buy one because I don't really want to sleep on the ground. So I mean,
No.
I have these little air up mattresses which work out well, but I kind of want to just sleep in the back of my car for the experience of it too.
Yeah, we did that when I first got her. We have some friends down in Shelton, Washington, which is about 2 hours south, hour 45. And they have a farm, and they had a party. It was a birthday party or Super Bowl or something. We go down to see them a lot, and they didn't have space for us inside, and so we were like, yeah, we'll just sleep in the back of the car. And so we had a 2-inch memory foam mattress, queen size mattress, topper, and we slept in the back of the car. And it was there's definitely a different way to do it. I would definitely go with an air mattress next time, or I will.
Yeah.
But it worked out, and it was actually pretty comfortable.
Now, did you crack the windows or did you leave them all the way up?
We cracked them a little bit, which made it a lot more chilly. But at the same time, it really helps with condensation.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we kept them cracked. And next time what I'll do is I'll get some mosquito net and just some magnets and attach it to my car that way.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, because I was wondering about that, of finding a way to kind of close that little gap from bugs. Because I mean, that would be the only thing that would be concerning is having bugs get in the car in the middle of the night.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So what is your favorite thing about owning your car?
My favorite thing is that she's completely mine. I get to make her what I want to be. And if one day I don't like the blue accents, I can change it. Or, she's just a sense of freedom too. If I want to jump in the car and drive down to Portland to see my sister-in-law, I can. It's such a useful tool that's kind of, just an extension of me in a way to show off who I am, and just, yeah, I love it. I love that. I love her. I just do.
Yeah, and it's just
Kind of hard
something
to,
really cool that you
yeah,
can really personalize too, which is really nice. And then being,
yeah,
that there's so many other people out there doing it too. That's another cool part. And so I guess this leads into my next question is like, what's your favorite part or favorite thing about the Rugged Roo Crew, and then about the Subaru community?
I would say the friendliness. Just in general, everybody in the community, and especially in the Rugged Roo Crew, are just so friendly and funny. Um, it's just such a great group of people to be a part of. When I first moved out here, I didn't have anybody, and I'm 7 years down the road now, and well established in my home and my friendships. But the difference that having the crew, it would have made a world of difference when I first moved out here. Had I met some people that were like this friendly and this fun to be around, and this helpful, I feel like, I've gone to them because I couldn't get my switch to the firewall of the car. And they were so helpful. And they were like, hey, if you can't get it, next time we meet up, we're totally willing to help. That was Sam as a Green Forester. And that's just how the crew is, and Dakota and everybody, they're just all so nice. And they're like, yeah, come on up and come help. If you need help, we'll help you out. It's something that I thought was missing up here in the Pacific Northwest, but it isn't. You just have to find your niche, your clique, I guess.
Yeah, you have to find your crew.
Yeah. It's kind of like a little family. And my husband's like, you've met them once in person. I'm like, well, my friends say. And he's like, okay, remember, you've met them once in person. I'm like, well, I talk to them every day. So,
Yeah,
he has a hard time understanding it.
Yeah, and then you don't even have to meet somebody in person, but what I really like is you start talking to these people and connecting with them through Instagram, and you're all kind of doing, the same thing but in different ways, and you connect with these people unlike you've ever connected with anybody before, and everybody's so friendly, and it's like you feel that if you were to go to somebody, like if you were to travel out of town where somebody else that you had connected with lives, and you're like, hey, is it all right if we, meet up for, lunch or something? They would be like, of course, yeah, I want to see you. I want to meet you in person. We've been talking, and it's like you can just talk to somebody just for a few minutes too, and it's like you become almost like instant friends, and it's so cool to have that with everybody.
It really is. It really is, and I think it's really great. Yeah, because like you said, you could be on a road trip across the country and be like, hey, I'm coming through here at this time. Do you have an hour to spare? And it's just so amazing. I've never thought that I would meet so many people through my car, of all things.
So I guess it's safe to say this is your favorite car you've ever owned too, huh?
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, me too.
It's actually really funny because, I've thought about it and I was like, well, if we do have a bigger family, my crush truck might not be able to hold it. And I'm like, well, good thing my husband just bought a big old F-150 that holds, 4 passengers and a driver.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well, there you go.
There you go. I
Definitely.
don't have to get rid of my car.
So is there anything that like you would want to like let everybody know about you or your car or anything else that we haven't talked about?
No, not really about me or my car, but I will say to those who are, humming and hawing about, should I make mods? Should I do this? Can I do this? The answer is yes. And if you are nervous or you're not sure about doing something, come and ask. I'm pretty sure anybody in the Rugged Roo Crew would, respond kindly and with some help, and I feel like a lot of other people who aren't even in the crew, like I feel like I could message Travel Wagon and be like, hey, I don't know what this is. How do I fix it? And they would be really helpful. And just don't reach out to people in the Instagram community, because I feel like that is the most helpful community. And if you reach out to somebody and they shut you down, try again, because most of us will answer the wheel question 6,000 times. I still actually don't really understand wheels and tire sizes, but I have enough research that I know the sizes that won't rub. So
that's okay, because I don't either.
But,
I mean, I don't know much about wheels and tires, but so that's definitely something I'm gonna have to look into also when I when I get there. So
yeah, it's just been such a great community. Like, meeting you even and talking to you online and just everybody. Like, it's just reach out to people. Just start talking. Respond to somebody's story if you're nervous about striking up a conversation. And I can tell you that pretty much most of the time you're going to get a thanks, and start a conversation from there, you know?
Yeah, and especially if you are new to this community and you're listening to this podcast, don't be afraid to reach out to anybody because I was new at one time and
Yeah.
I'm still new. Actually, I mean, I've only actually, what is it? Okay, in a couple of days, I will have only had my car for 5 months, and I started connecting with people very, very quickly. And everybody has been super awesome, and I'm super thankful of for all the people that have responded and that I've communicated with even before the podcast started. And so it's really cool to establish those relationships and just really not be afraid to reach out to somebody.
Yeah. Yeah. It's worth it. You know, you just make so many friends across the country, and let's keep growing it. Let's keep, making this a bigger, better community.
Yeah, and you never know who you might end up contacting that's actually lives where you live because I've only met up with one person in the Houston area so far. That was Chaotic Blue Boo. But I've connected with other people that live in the Houston area that I, you know, didn't really know were there at first. And so it's like the more you kind of put yourself out there, the more you will start connecting with people in your area, or maybe that aren't too far away. Like if you live somewhere and there's another town like maybe just 30 minutes or an hour away, you might connect with somebody there, and then you can get together. And it's a good resource too to, hey, I want to take my car off road, where can I go?
Yeah. And it is, that's the thing is, the Rugged Roo Crew started up in Bellingham, Washington, and that's 3 hours from me. And then we have, Ollie Crosstrack who's down in Olympia, and that's another 2 hours from me. And it's just, or hour and a half from me. We have people all over, and it's really cool. It's nice.
Yeah, there's people that I've connected with out in the Austin and San Antonio area that I want to get out to at some point, but I won't be driving anywhere long distance for a few days because it's not good conditions in Texas right now.
Safe.
Yeah, for sure. So
yeah.
Well, is there anything else
Safety
that you?
first.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's kind of dangerous out there.
Yeah.
So
I just wanted to do a huge shout out to you because this podcast has really, I think I've mentioned this to you in messaging before, but this podcast is really cool to hear from people who are mechanically inclined and those like me who are not so mechanically inclined. And we're all out here doing it. And I think it boosts people's confidence. It boosted mine for sure. After I heard Ghost Truck, Accent Truck Designs, Jen, I was like, yeah, I can go and do stuff on my car. Look, she created a business out of this.
Yeah.
And it's a great community. Yeah, I can only say that 100 more times, I think. Sorry.
No, thank you. Thank you so much. No, I really appreciate you, taking the time to be on the podcast and, reaching out to me. And just kind of going to the point of, being able to do stuff is like, if there's something that you don't know how to do, just don't be embarrassed to admit that. Don't be embarrassed to reach out to somebody and say, hey, I don't really know how to do this. And if you don't, it's okay, because somebody will be able to help you.
Yep. Yeah. Hey, look at me. I started out, all I knew how to do was change a tire because my daddy didn't want me to be stuck on a road somewhere with a flat.
Yeah.
And now here I am doing my own wiring.
Yeah.
Cutting holes in my frame to mount a hitch.
Yeah.
So you can do it.
Good work. Well, thanks again.
You too.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I haven't done too much, but I will eventually.
You've got this.
Yeah. No, it's fun with the decals because like that's what I'm able to do right now, and it's really a fun way to personalize your car without having to spend much money, and it really it kind of just brings it all together.
It really does. It's the best way to really show off your personality.
I agree.
I agree. Yeah.
Well, thanks again for taking the time to do this, and it was really nice talking to you and getting to hear about your car and a little bit about you and where you're from and where you're at now and kind of where you want to go.
Yeah, thanks. It was my pleasure.
All right. Well,
Awesome.
I look forward to talking to you again sometime.
Yes, definitely. And I'm sure I'm sure I'll be talking to you on Instagram.
Yeah. All right. Well, you have a good night.
Thanks, you too.
All right. There we have it. Another episode down. Again, if you listen to this on Apple Podcasts, please subscribe. If you listen to it on Spotify, please subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this episode with Mandi, and it was cool to hear her being able to do some of the stuff on her car on her own. That's super cool. It's always very rewarding when you're able to do that yourself. So stick around for more episodes each and every week on Mondays. I usually try to put them out right at 8 o'clock, or at least that's when I post. So yeah, so keep listening, keep subscribing, keep sharing, and we will see you on the next one. Y'all have a good week.